Students, hope all of you are fine. So let us continue with the preparation of haloalkanes. So we were already doing the preparation and we completed the preparation of haloalkanes from alkenes by the addition of haloacids according to Markovnikov's rule. So in the present video we will continue, and first preparation will be from alkene only. But this time we will do the anti-Markovnikov's rule addition, that is addition of HBr. We also call it as Karash effect. Karash effect. Karash effect is also known as peroxide effect. Peroxide effect. In this effect, the alkene is treated with HBr. Only HBr undergoes this reaction. HCl and HI will not undergo. And here anti-Markovnikov's rule is followed. That is, the negative part will go to that carbon atom of the double bond which contains more number of hydrogen atoms. So this happens in presence of a peroxide, and this peroxide can be benzoyl peroxide. Benzoyl is C6H5CO. Peroxide linkage means we can find OO linkage and CO C6H5. So benzoyl peroxide we take as initiator, and it will provide a free radical, and the reaction proceeds via free radical mechanism. This already we have done it in class 11th. So here we get CH3, CH2, CH2Br. One substituted product will form, and this is anti-Markovnikov's rule, and it is given by only HBr, because a Br free radical can be formed by HBr, whereas in case of HCl, the free radical chlorine free radical formation is difficult, and in case of HI, the free radical which is formed is unstable. So peroxide effect, with this we can prepare the bromo derivative. If we have to prepare iodo derivative or fluoro derivative, we have to follow some other reactions, and we cannot produce by this peroxide effect. So Karash effect or peroxide effect takes place in presence of a peroxide which will undergo homolysis, and a free radical is formed, and the free radical will carry out the reaction. Anyhow, mechanism already we have done it. So now we will move on to the next preparation. The next preparation of haloalkane from alcohol. Very important, alcohol. That is, first reaction with concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride. Alcohol, when reacts with concentrated HCl, anhydrous zinc chloride, which is also known as Lucas reagent. Lucas reagent. Let us see how the reaction happens here. I'll write a general equation, that is, in concentrated HCl in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride will give RCl, okay, and what is formed here? H2O. Now, how this reaction happens? Okay, this anhydrous zinc chloride, anhydrous means without water, and it is a Lewis acid here. That is, we know very well, Lewis acid is what? Electron deficient. So how the reaction proceeds actually? What happens? This alcohol, that is ROH, which is having a lone pair also, this will coordinate. It forms a coordinate bond with this electron deficient zinc chloride. And what happens? As a result, ROH ZnCl2. So this acquires a positive charge. So oxygen is already electronegative, and because of this bond, and it acquires a negative charge also, because zinc chloride, it gets electron pair from oxygen. So here comes the minus charge. and here comes the positive charge, and because of this what, it will pull the electron from this, and as a result what will form, R plus is formed. Okay, so R plus is formed and ZnCl2OH. ZnCl2OH. This is what is formed here. Now this R plus is the intermediate which is formed, and this will undergo reaction with the Cl minus of halo acid, and RCl is formed. So my dear children, it is very important to understand that the carbocation is the intermediate which is formed in this reaction, and that means ease with which the carbocation is formed, that will be enhancing the rate of reaction. That means we know that tertiary alcohol, if tertiary alcohol, that is, if let us take a tertiary butyl alcohol, and if we compare the reactivity of this tertiary alcohol with a secondary alcohol, let us take a secondary alcohol, and let us consider a primary alcohol also. So what happens? All the three will react via the carbocation formation, and we know that in this case the cation which is formed is CH3, CH3, CH3 plus a tertiary carbocation. Here we get a secondary carbocation, and here we will be getting a primary carbocation. So obviously we know that this reaction proceeds via carbocations, and this carbocation is most stable. Tertiary carbocation is most stable. So what happens? The tertiary tertiary alcohol will be most reactive towards this reagent. So the order of reactivity will be what? The tertiary will be most reactive, then secondary, and then primary, because the tertiary carbocation is most stable, then comes the secondary, and then comes the primary carbocation. So we can say that, as I said, the reaction mechanism is very important. Let us take one example and see which of the following will undergo the Lucas reagent reaction. For example, before that let me tell you, this Lucas reagent reaction is a chemical test to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. See, when I say it's a chemical test, we should observe something when this reaction takes place. Some observation should be there. Sometimes that reaction we observe, like there is a color change, or there is a gas which is released, or temperature rises or goes down. So in this case, what is the observation actually? ROH, when it reacts with Lucas reagent and RCl is formed, it's a kind of turbidity which is formed. So a milkiness appears, a turbidity is formed, and that is what the observation is. Now dear children, as I said, it's a chemical test, and we know that reactivity of tertiary alcohol is maximum, and then comes secondary alcohol, and then comes primary alcohol. So the tertiary alcohol will give this turbidity immediately. As soon as you add a concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride, it will give the turbidity immediately. Then secondary alcohol may give after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the turbidity will come. And primary, very feeble at room temperature. Of course, if you increase the temperature, there may be, the turbidity may be more prominent. So this is the Lucas test. And that means what? The tertiary alcohol will give this test very fast, then comes the secondary, and then comes the primary. So let us do one example. What is that example? Let us see and see that which one will give more prominently this reagent test. So suppose RCH2OH. Okay, then CH3C, C2H5, CH3OH. Then next example we will take CH2OH. Third example, and fourth example, CH3CHOH, C2H5. So we know that this is a tertiary carbon atom. So definitely this will give the test. This is primary. This should not, meaning it will give very feeble and it will not be prominent. This is a primary alcohol, it should not give. And this is a secondary alcohol, it should give. Okay, so this one and this one, there is no confusion. This is also primary, so it will be very feeble. But my dear children, this is wrong. This one actually it will give leucostate, though it seems to be primary, but you know that here it is benzyl group, benzyl. So the carbocation which will be formed is benzyl cation, and benzyl cation, in fact, it is more stable than secondary, because this benzyl cation will be stabilized by resonance. So resonance stabilization is there in benzyl cation, because we know this is having a positive charge, and this charge will be further resonance stabilized like this. Then what happens? Then like this. It will come here, and finally so you can see that the charge on benzyl cation is resonance stabilized. So this is highly stable, and as I said that Lucas reagent proceeds via the carbocation. So though it is looking like primary, it is a primary, but then it is a benzylic system, and it is carbocation is highly stable. So it will give Lucas test. Okay, so we will wind up here. Thank you.